Up, guys? Mike here, Head Trader True Trading Group. April 17th, not a good day for me. Red day, couldn't get anything going. I was flat out wrong. I was just flat out wrong today. I came into the day, we had a nice big gap up in the overall markets. We had some good economic data out of China. We had a couple of days of consolidation, and I thought the gap up today was going to hold. I thought it was going to stick, and I was actually very bullish on the overall market today with the gap up. I thought we were going to push up on the SPY up to like 293 area. Let's get back to we'll get to a chart of the SPY, and you can see we had a big gap up here today. We gapped all the way up to there today, okay, and you can see we had, 3 days of just some real nice consolidation. I thought this gap up was going to hold and then continue higher. I was flat out wrong. I was not expecting this gap up this morning to sell off as aggressively as we did, closing the day down near the lows, well into the red. I was just wrong, guys. I came into the day with that gap up, and I thought that I was going to focus on some larger names, some larger momentum names like QCOM JMIA, which we had the big win in JMIA the other day. And Qualcomm's in the news because of their whole deal with Apple and everything, and the 5G chips and all that stuff that's in the news. So Qualcomm's usually not a momentum name, but for the last day, yesterday afternoon and then into today, it traded like a momentum name with extremely high liquidity. So that was actually my number one focus off the bell. I wasn't looking at any small caps this morning. There weren't too many small caps that were really popping off the bell. So my focus was on some larger names. And I went that route, also because I expected a good day out of, mid and large cap names with this gap up in the SPY. I thought we were going to get just some blanket strength and buying to step in across multiple sectors. But people continue to take advantage of gap ups to sell. So over the last week, every gap up the market has seen has been met with selling pressure. It's not really a surprise, guys, because when we go out to the daily chart, okay, you can see how close we are to the all-time highs back in 2018. So you see those all-time highs. You can see we're pushing right up on that area after a monster recovery from that December sell-off. So it's no real surprise that you're seeing people, taking profits in front of those highs and taking advantage of strength to liquidate some positions and lock in gains. So it's not really a surprise, but I thought that this was enough consolidation. Okay, we've had 3 consecutive days. Today marks the 4th consecutive day where we have gapped up and sold off on the SPY. So here you see the 12th. Big gap up on the 12th. We sold it off in the morning. We had a small gap up on the 15th. We sold it off in the morning. We got a big gap up on the 16th. We sold it off in the morning. Then we had a big gap up today. We sold it off in the morning. So you're seeing, funds and institutions taking advantage, and they're selling into strength. So gap up, sold, gap up, sold, gap up, sold, gap up, sold. Okay, and I thought that these consecutive days of that type of action, I thought that was enough consolidation. I thought the gap up today was going to hold. And I was wrong. So a lot of my momentum trades, I went after momentum names today, but they're going to be affected when the market momentum is going the opposite way. And I think that's what happened to me today. Okay, I took a sizable loss in QCOM because I had a big position size because the stock is so liquid. It was trading so much volume that I can get a few thousand shares easily with one keystroke, hardly any slippage. And ride that thing, that's an $80 stock, but no problem. So they just got dragged down, guys. They just got dragged down. Qualcomm with this huge gap up here today. Okay, we gapped up here big in the morning. I'll walk you guys through what I was thinking, because you have to go all the way back to a weekly chart to identify these previous highs on Qualcomm. Okay, right here. So here are your previous highs on Qualcomm. Here's your resistance from 2014. Okay, it's as clear as day. Major resistance up there at that level. So today, Go back to the 3-minute chart. We gapped up right into the face of that resistance, and then we pushed right through it. Here's that line I drew on the weekly chart just a moment ago. We pushed through it, and I was patient with this entry because I knew that was major resistance. I knew that was big resistance, so I didn't want to just go ahead and get long right into the teeth of that resistance. So I was patient off the bell. Okay, I was patient. We broke through it, started trading up at 82.50, about $1 through that resistance level. And then you can see we started to hold. We started to hold. These are 3-minute candles. We started to hold, and then VWAP was sitting right beneath it. And I thought, you know what? Here it is. We're consolidating a little bit right here above that previous high. VWAP is beneath me. I think I'm safe to get long and look for a continuation push like this on Qualcomm. Okay, I was looking for like a $3 to $4 move up to $84, $85, and then eventually to top out and kind of pull itself back in and then settle down. I just never got the move. Okay, I never got the move. I went ahead and I got long right in here on Qualcomm. I'll take you guys to my trade announcements. Here you guys can see I'm long Qualcomm at 81.65, stop loss around 79.75. Okay, and we never got the extension. At this time, the market is getting smoked. I mean, we literally opened up, and the high of the day is the opening price on the market. That shows you how aggressive that selling pressure was. We opened at 291.41. The high of the day is 291.42. So we ticked 1 penny and sold off for the first 45 minutes of the day. And I think, that prevented Qualcomm from really gaining steam and extending through that move. And it just started to drift lower. Just no real panic selling. It just started to drift and drift and drift and drift. And I ended up stopping out of the position right there. Okay, so there's the entry. There's the stop out. I'll take you guys back to my trade announcements. Here you guys can see sold out Qualcomm, okay, at 79.50 and had a few thousand shares. So this one stung a little bit. Guys, taking a $2 a share hit, a little bit more than $2.15 hit on this trade. So right off the day, I'm starting myself off in a hole because of Qualcomm. And I was just wrong in the overall market. I don't think I necessarily did anything wrong. I just think I was on the wrong side of momentum names, and I thought we were going to have a strong day in the market. We did not. And I thought that a strong day in the market was going to pull a lot of these momentum names with it, like Qualcomm JMIA, and I was just wrong. We'll go back to JMIA. Okay, let's zoom this in. JMIA. Caught a big trade on JMIA yesterday. Okay, yesterday here was my entry, and then we were taking profits off up into this move. So I caught a really nice trade on JMIA yesterday. If you missed that video, go back, check it out. All right, guys, and then as I zoom this in, we gapped up here today. Pre-market game plan was looking to see if yesterday's highs on JMIA hold support, see if we continue to squeeze higher. This is just a squeeze play, guys. I mean, look at this thing. It's just an absolute beast of an IPO. And what I noticed was we pulled in off the bell, okay, held support at the trade line. Trade line showed its face here pretty early and then shot the stock back up through the high of the day. So what I read here was strong support at that trade line because we pulled in, touched the trade line, and immediately went from a fresh low right up through to a fresh session high. So I read that as a real nice sign of strength. So on this pullback back down into VWAP, okay, you guys see here that we're holding support at VWAP. I went ahead and I got long right here in front of that VWAP level on that pullback, looking for a trade line and VWAP crossover to push us through highs. Back to my trade announcements, you can see I'm long JMIA at 47.94. Stop loss right below that trade line area. And you can see we never quite got the trade line VWAP crossover. You can see right here, we almost got it, but then you get this big sell-off candle. We never got the crossover, and I was looking for the crossover to trigger, okay, kind of a squeeze type move up towards 51. We never got it. We did get a quick little push to test that high of the day. I was fortunate enough to take some profit off the table, took some profit at 49.40. I was long at 47.94, so a nice little gain on a piece of that position, okay? But then you guys can see we never got the trade line VWAP crossover, and we went straight through VWAP and I stopped out the rest of that position right here at 46.20. So there's 46.20. I sold out of the rest of the position. So I only sold 25% of the position at 49.40. So I took a loss on the bulk of the trade. So wasn't really able to get anything going there on JMIA. Again, and then you can see the sell-off ensued. I mean, we just rolled it over. I just think, I went after growth names today, and it was a mistake because I think a lot of these names got sucked down with the rest of the market. I paid no attention to really small caps in the morning, and then I got like the when it rains it pours type of thing today, because I finally said to myself, okay, well then, you know what, I guess I was wrong with the momentum names. Let me take a look if there's any small caps that are catching my attention. And IPWR actually looked pretty good. Okay, so this was a small cap that actually looked pretty good. It had a beautiful bull flag pattern. Okay, bullish pennant pattern, whatever you want to call it. And you had a really nice high volume break out of this pattern, and that's key for this, guys. That's really key for this, because when you get a break out of a bull flag or a bullish pennant pattern, you need to see a strong volume increase on the breakout to give you the confirmation that it's an actual break out of the pattern, and you're going to get an extension off away from that pattern. The lighter the volume on that break, so let's say the volume bars maybe were only up to here, the chances of this green candle being followed up by a red candle like that, and then you'll see the stock kind of maybe do something like this. Okay, that's usually what you get. The stock falls back inside the pattern, and then the momentum dies when you get real low volume on the breakout of that flag. But this had the volume. Oops, I just deleted that. Let me draw that back. So this had the volume on the breakout of the flag, and it took it right through the high of the day. So now at this point, I'm saying to myself, okay, let's look now for that previous high, okay, to hold as an area of support. We pulled it back in. We started to hold support here. So I went ahead and I grabbed some. I grabbed some shares right here at 91 cents. Here you guys can see long at 91, stop loss 85 area. And we just never bounced off this. We rolled it. We broke down below and ended up exiting the position right there at 845. Right there at 845. Back to the trading answer, sold out at 845. So horrible day for me. Okay. I just couldn't get anything going, and like this IPWR just threw salt on my wounds from early in the morning. And there's nothing else for me to say, guys. I was just wrong. I deserved to lose money today. I was wrong. Okay, it happens. So today was not my day, but tomorrow is a brand new day with brand new opportunities. I'm going to start fresh and get myself back on the right foot. I'm not going to be looking to just make everything back that I lost today. Okay, that's not the mentality that you guys should go into a day with after having a losing day or a losing trade. Don't ever put the pressure on yourself to feel like you have to make back what you just lost right away, because everybody puts that pressure on themselves, and that's how you dig yourself into a deeper hole. Just go into the day. I'm going into the day tomorrow. Like today never happened. Today's over with. Learn what I can from the day. And then start fresh with a clear head, clear mindset. Look for high percentage patterns, good risk reward scenarios, manage my risk accordingly, and trade well. And if I trade well, my P&L will be a byproduct of that. I'm not going to trade based off my P&L and say, well, this is how much I lost today, I've got to make that all back tomorrow. I'm just looking to book a green day tomorrow and finish the week on the right foot. It's a short week this week. We're closed on Friday for Good Friday holiday, and I'm looking to close the week out on the right foot and on a high note tomorrow, because today was just a crap day for me. I was just flat out wrong, and I deserved to lose. Okay, so that's it, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow, and we'll look to close the week off right. All right, take it easy.